Hello, what is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got done watching this brand new TV series only on Netflix. It's called Stranger Things. Yes, this is a 2016 TV show that the reason why I started watching it was because everybody else was watching it and saying great things about it. I mean, just constantly. Sometimes when you hear enough good things about one thing, you finally cave in and say, okay, let me go see exactly just what everybody is talking about. And man, oh man, did this show deliver. It did not fail me in any way. It is created by the Duffer Brothers. They wrote and directed a lot of the episodes. This is their baby, and you can tell that they love the 80s, that they just love that feel that 80s movies brought us all as kids, or if we grew up on these types of movies. It's amazing watching this show. Like when you watch the first episode, even the quality of it, like not that it's like bad quality or anything, it's not cheap. I just mean somehow, like when you're watching the screen resolution or just something about the way it's made, it feels like I just was flicking the channels and happened to stumble upon a movie made in the 80s, and I'm like, oh, let me just watch this. And it turns out to be really fucking good. The plot, let me talk about the plot. I'm going to stay as vague as possible about this show, about the premise, because I went into it knowing nothing about the story. I was sold on the acting and just the feel of it, the 80s feel. That's all that was really told to me. So I wanna do that for anybody else who hasn't seen it. The basic premise is we meet these four kids. They're all best friends. They love the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit and all of those types of Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. And one night, one of the kids, named Will, gets kidnapped in a sense, but it's not really kidnapped. It's more he vanishes. He disappears. And so you have his mom, played by Winona Ryder, and just virtually everybody in the town looking for this kid. That's what a lot of the show is based on. Now, once you get broader than that, it starts to get into some weird supernatural type stuff, and just a lot of stuff is going on in this town that people didn't know about. Now, let me first talk about this character Mike, who is one of Will's best friends, one of the main characters. He's played by Finn Wolfhard. And I think I've seen this kid in something before, like one or two other things. I can't quite place it now. But I really liked him. Just what he brought to this Mike character, how not only innocent he was, but he had a lot of range of emotions that he had to go through, especially with him and his two other friends, Lucas and Dustin, just their interactions with each other. Very likable. They weren't ever annoying. Any disagreements they might have had, I bought it. And they felt like friends. I really bought all of these dynamics here. But then, once their friend Will goes missing, they run into this little girl who is named 11. She's this little girl with a shaven head, and she doesn't talk much. She's kind of weird. There's a whole bunch of shit going on with her backstory and where she comes from and why she is what she is. There's also things that she can do that a normal kid should not be able to do. And I love this character, 11. She's played by Millie Brown, and for such a young actress, I don't know how many things she had been in before this, but she's able to pull off that, like, sort of innocent, but also she's capable of a lot. She can be dangerous if she has to. You have Winona Ryder as Joyce, the mother of Will, like I said, and this is Winona Ryder's comeback performance. This is her showing that she still has some acting chops left. She's not holding back here. She came to play it, and I love it. I love how she plays this mom who's so desperate to find her son, so frantic, she's willing to do anything. And there's points where, like, as an audience, we're kind of with her. We know she's telling the truth. We know she's not completely crazy. But there's moments where she seems batshit crazy, where she's doing things that where if you're an outside party or when other people do see what she's doing and think she's crazy, we don't blame them for thinking she's crazy. We actually understand why she looks crazy, but you get it. But my favorite character on this show is Sheriff Harper, who's played by David Harbour, and he's another actor that I've seen show up in a lot of things, character actor, but this performance stood out for me, for him. He just, at the very beginning, you might think, oh, okay, he's going to be another, like, drunk sheriff that's unreliable, can't trust, blah, blah, blah. But when this case gets put on him about this little kid missing, you see how determined he is to find this kid. And you get some backstory stuff about something happening with his own daughter, so he can almost personally relate to what's going on with Winona Ryder, and he becomes a badass. He does things that make me go, fuck yeah, this is a sheriff that I like. You have Natalie Dyer as Nancy. She's Mike's older sister, and at first she had a side plot going on with this guy that she liked, the popular kid in high school, Steve, and she wanted to date him, kind of, sort of, but she was still all about studying in her studies, and there was a part of me that thought, okay, do I really give a shit about any of this going on, especially when the main story is so interesting? But I will admit, that does play into the main story, and it does eventually come together in a very interesting way, and I think that's what made even her character that much more interesting. Charlie Heaton as Jonathan, he's Willow's older brother. Look, you can understand what this kid is going through. His younger brother is missing, and he has a fucked up family life. You get why somebody might not be all there, but he's just too weird, especially at the beginning. He has his camera, and he's going out there. Granted, he's looking for his brother, but then when he stumbles upon Nancy and her friends, and they're at a pool, and he's taking pictures of them, and he's even taking pictures of Nancy getting undressed, and I'm like, okay, this is fucking weird! Matthew Modine plays Dr. Brenner, and I can't really talk about his character and what he has going on without giving away too much. I will just say that every time I saw Matthew Modine on this show, I couldn't help but think of, I'm going to do something that the Commissioner couldn't do. I'm going to catch the Batman! Yes, if anyone saw Dark Knight Rises, I cringe every time I think about his performance in that movie. But this isn't that movie. He was fine here. So, what more can I say without just giving it all away and spoiling the fuck out of the show and talking about this and that and all the crazy stuff that goes on? If you haven't watched Stranger Things, take my word for it. The acting is great. The writing is awesome. Like, when I talk about some of the shitty shows that's on regular TV, and how I'm so critical and how I just tear them apart, this is why. Because shows like this are created. Shows like this exist. Nowadays, that show that we can care about our characters, care about the material, care about things making sense, and just getting sucked into a show. Also, it helps that this is on Netflix and just you have that binge watching format to where I can watch this whole series, just 8 episodes. I watched it in 2 days. Like, that's the best type of TV watching pace that you can ask for. So guys, clearly I'm loving this. I'm giving this show a better than sex. Definitely check this show out if you haven't already, but if you have seen Stranger Things and you want to get a little spoiler talk here, let me know in the comments below what you thought of the show. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later! Please won't you save my desires on fire? Sometimes you need a little peace at home on fire. So wired. Come follow me and I can lose you. Come follow me and take a trip to the dark side.